And welcome back to Visions. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've just joined us, we're here with Mohan Bhagwandas, who is the International Coordinator of Initiatives of Business. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks.
Mohan, can you tell us what programs you run in Australia?
Yes, we actually run public lectures. We've run a public lecture program last year to bring people's attention to this subject, to highlight examples of how business leaders are applying trust and integrity, to open up dialogue with the community on this subject. So that's been our main focus with the co-initiatives of business here in Melbourne and other parts of Australia.
And there's a program you need to address the issue of human security. Can you tell us how this is addressed?
Yes, human security is one of the key issues now in the world, and we are reading about it front page of our newspapers, and people are concerned about security. And one thing that we have focused on is how do we meet human needs. Even though we've had human development going on in the world, and there is the Millennium Development Goals that the UN put out in the year 2000, and the Millennium Development Goals were signed off by every single country in the world as being something they'll work for, and some of the main highlights of it was eradicating extreme poverty, providing education for children, looking at women's needs, and so on. There's eight main goals that they set out, and halfway through these 15 years, we really haven't achieved those goals. So what we are saying is that human security in the world depends very much on achieving UN development goals, and we want to see how business can play a part in that.
Right.
And how large corporations around the world, whoever they are, that are working in developing countries, in countries where there's poverty, what role can business play?
Right. And in India you had an example of human security.
Yes, in India, last month, as I said to you, I was there. I met this gentleman who'd set up a company about 10 years ago, and in setting the company up, he decided that there will be a policy of no bribes taken and no bribes given. Now, that's people feel that in these countries you've got to resort to some of these things to be successful in business. But over the years, he's got three factories in India, and they are the 10th largest biomedical company now in the world. And over the last 15 years that he's been doing business, there's never been a single bending of the rules in any shape or form. And what he has proved is that you can, even in economies where sometimes you've really got to resort to paying your way out to get things done. He stood his ground. He's built his business on trust and integrity, on honesty and values, and has become a company to be recognized in the biomedical world. And now India exports those products to Japan, to Germany, to the US, from his company.
So he's become a lot more successful since he's brought in these new values of integrity and trust and honesty.
He did have an uphill task, and in many situations, sometimes he had product sitting in the waterfront, not being released for 3 months, because some person somewhere wanted to be, wanted some payment under the table. But he decided that irrespective of how long it takes, he will stand his ground on values, and manage to get things through. So it's not been an easy task for him.
Yeah, well, usually isn't, because you're changing people's attitudes and minds to the things that they're used to doing. Like if they're used to doing negative and bad things, you've got to transform them.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to the next question about personal transformation. How does this happen through the workforce, through the businesses?
Well, any organization cannot experience change unless people change, and people's attitudes need to change, people's relationships needs to change, and there's need to be a transformation taking place within us as human beings if we are going to be equipped to bring change in our organization and society. So we have some fundamental principles that we ask people to measure their lives by at a personal level and see whether they really match to the standards of honesty, unselfishness, love and purity of motive. And measuring your life against these standards gives you a bit of an idea of where you stand. And there may be reconciliations that people need to make with others. There may be somebody you need to forgive. There might be something that you need to rectify in your life, or some person that you need to pay money to, that you owe money to, or whatever it is. So these are some of the fundamental personal principles that we advocate as a basis for building honest businesses and building trust in the economy.
Absolutely, because when you become a better person, you radiate better qualities which other people can sort of learn from as well. And we all help each other.
Indeed.
Everybody's got something good to give.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what attracts you to be involved in this business, personally?
I think I've met people that have brought change in society. They've really inspired me. And they work in different parts of the world, and through the initiatives that they've taken, people have benefited, lives have been transformed.
So you can see that it is possible.
You can see that it's possible, and that really fires me to
keep going
to keep pressing on and having this dialogue going with others.
Beautiful. We're about to go to a break now.
Okay.
You're watching Visions. Stay with us. We'll be back with more very shortly.